Hi everybody, this is Evan Merzro speaking. Just a quick little heads up before the video starts. We had intended for this podcast to be a video this time, with the camera and everything, and you'd get to see us. But that didn't end up happening. The program we were using crashed. We just didn't test it enough ahead of time. So that's why we make mention to, oh hey, you can see us in this video. Woo, hey, how you doing? No, it's clearly not the case. And when I tried to salvage the video, Adobe Premiere was just not having any of it, unfortunately. But we are working on it. We would like for this to be a little more video-oriented in the future, and also for there to be a downloadable audio-only version for you to listen to during your commute or while you're just out for a walk or stuff like that. But we are working on it, and it's just unfortunate that it couldn't happen today. So I'm going to pass it off to us, past us, and I hope you enjoy. Take care. Go.
Welcome everyone to the Newb for this week, and as you can see, my name is Jade.
I'm Lodge over here.
I'm Merzro.
And this is our houseplant.
Also known as Steven. So, this week we decided to try something a little bit different, as you plainly can see.
Pretty moving pictures! Yay!
I'm late to the party.
So, yeah. This week we just, after talking to a couple of people, well, one person, but still, what they said made sense. We decided to actually stick a video of ourselves along to this one because, hey, now you know who we are and you get a face to the voice, not just a voice.
Yes.
What's wrong with just a voice?
Well, for one example, if it's just a voice, all they hear, it could just be like one person making a bunch of different voices, so it could sound like a studio.
That one person would have to be very talented.
There are some people that
That
talented
would
out
also
there.
be pointlessly elaborate. I mean, they could have just asked 3 of their friends to come over and pretend to be game developers.
Exactly.
Yeah, but in that case, we wouldn't look any different.
Okay, so let's see. What have we been up to this week?
In general, or...
Well, mostly game-related.
Oh, okay. You go first.
Why me?
I don't know.
Do you mean the game we're working on or just in general?
The game we're working on.
Oh, cool. Well, I mean, there's Shadows of Mordor. I was wondering if that's what you meant.
No, but I have sunk a couple hours into that, and I won't mention how many.
Yeah, a couple.
Anyway, yeah, you and I were talking over emails, trying to work some things out about the story. It's kind of harder now than when we were coming up with the initial concept, isn't it? Because we can't really, we're not really able to synchronize our schedules as much.
No, it really doesn't, and it's just through email. It's the best we could do.
Yeah.
We did have... I do agree with you on how the spirit and Fia should react. Now we're just sort of getting into semantics of how the spirit sounds.
It's important.
It is. It's just...
In this situation, this is where it would be most important, because we need to know what we want these people to sound like and how we want them to act.
Yeah.
And even how they look, because it's important to have a clear picture, because otherwise, it's just, well, this person, that person, they need to do this. If you have...
This person looks like a stick figure.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
person also looks like a stick figure, except they're blue.
Yeah, exactly.
This person is a stick figure with curly hair.
Pretty much.
There's some things that don't matter, like the color of the spirit, or even how big it's going to be.
That can vary. It's a literal variable. You can scale it.
Exactly. That's just something you have to...
It's also a
we have to
spirit. It
try.
could be any size it wants, whenever it wants.
Exactly.
Yeah. That stuff's
Take
not
the genie
important.
from a lot. Oh, I made myself sad.
Why? Dan Castellaneta's still alive. He's still doing things. He was the genie more than that other guy. I don't want to be sad.
Oh. Okay, let's move on to Steven. What have you been up to the past week? Game related.
Coding.
Coding.
That's basically the only thing I'm ever up to with the game.
Has it been going well? Any brick walls that you may have run into head first?
I wouldn't say it's been going badly. Mostly it's just hard to organize around university.
Yeah. Same sort of boat.
Yeah.
Okay, Lodge, what have you been up to?
I was doing a little bit more work on those statues for the spinny fire thing, and I came up with a bunch of ideas for different designs for the bow and arrow, but then I forgot that sheet of paper somewhere and I've lost it, so I'm redrawing them.
As long as you know what they look like, you can sort of
Yes.
figure it out on your own accord anyway. Actually, if you can figure that out all over again, I'd be completely impressed, because if I don't put a thing down right away, it's gone. And if I do put a thing down right away, and I lose it, it's also gone. So...
Yeah, I still mostly remember the ideas. It's just getting the details of how they actually look. They're not going to look as good or as detailed as the ones that I had, but they're still going to be something.
Okay, I guess that's down to me then.
Yeah, what have you been up to, you slacker?
Slacking. No. Besides talking with Merzro, again, I did talk to that one guy who isn't very happy with you.
What?
I'll tell you about that
Wait,
later.
what? Man, this would have been cool. This would have been better if you'd said so beforehand, because now I'm in trouble. What?
I'll tell you a bit about that in a moment.
And who's this guy? Why should I care?
Because you kind of stole a job from him.
What?
I'll get into that. I'll get into it. Don't worry. It's good. It's a good story.
Okay.
You jerk.
I had a lot of studying to do this week and stuff like that, so that was great. But I got into a few of those tutorials. I only sort of scratched the surface on the Blender thing. I did get in touch with Virginia.
Great.
So I got a hold of her, and she's going to send us some pre-sketches here in a bit. She also wants to hear about any of the... I told her that we've got some new projects lined up for her, and she wants to hear about them, so we thought there was that Yeti type thing for one.
Yeah.
So we can send that to her and see what she comes up with, and we can keep... I've opened the communication channels again, so we can get that steamroll rolling.
Great.
Yeah. Okay, so, buddy. I talked to my buddy, and he's a fan of our page, and he's actually been keeping up with what we've been doing.
Cool.
Interestingly enough. I thought that was
Somebody's
great.
actually doing that?
I know,
I
right?
mean, somebody listens to these?
And anyway, he worked at an EB Games in Edmonton
Oh, okay.
for a couple of years. And he recently moved back to Fredericton and applied at the EB Games
Oh,
in Fredericton.
no.
And, you know, because he kind of he knows the job, he knows how it works in Edmonton, but still it's the same company, so, you know, he kind of like, oh, well, maybe I'll get the job. Then he finds out that this other guy gets this EB Games job.
And I wasn't the only person
Yeah.
that just got hired.
I know.
It could have been what's her name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway, I
what's her
explained
name?
the whole situation. He's like, yeah, I know, it's fine, but, yeah.
Well, must not have been very good at his job.
Now, that's not how you make fans, man.
Sorry, man. If you're watching, I'm sorry.
Anywho, but he did give us some tips and advice coming from someone who's actually paying attention to us that
Cool.
I thought was really interesting, and I like that insight, and I like hearing from people. So and as you can see, it actually feeds back into what we do for everyone. We will listen, and we will sort of do what we can to facilitate what people have to say.
Well, most of us will.
I'll just go on and keep doing whatever the fuck I want to do. Probably shouldn't curse, I still do. I don't care. I have no filter. And you can see how that feeds back on him.
No filter, facepalm. Facepalm leads to smack, smack leads to no filter.
Well,
leads to
that's not
facepalm.
entirely true. I don't think there's ever been a time where I've annoyed you to physical violence.
This close.
I know it's been close.
This close. This close.
At this point, it's a game.
I know Cody. Oh, and for all of you, this is Cody.
Little dog. I mean, hairy baby.
Harry, baby. I can't
I'm
wait.
so excited for
I'm
that.
so happy that that's going to be a movie.
What?
Have you not seen the trailer for this?
No.
Big Hero 6.
Oh, Big Hero 6. Okay, I've seen.
It's
I've
one of
seen
the trailers.
teaser trailers.
one of
I
the-
haven't seen any of the recent
Okay,
ones.
one of the trailers. This was at like the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy when I saw it at the base
Yeah.
theater. He's walking. He's like he's apparently low on power or something. He's walking around going, "Hairy baby, hairy baby."
He's holding a cat.
Yeah.
So this robot, when he runs out of power, acts drunk and stupid. So he picks
What's
up a
the
cat.
difference?
They're not
stupid.
mutually
You can still be
exclusive.
coordinated.
And there's
I said
varying,
can. I didn't say are.
there's varying degrees of stupidity. There's varying degrees of drunkenness.
And then there's that Venn diagram where the two cross.
Yes.
So it's right there.
Yeah, usually it's like on the outside of the Venn diagram, on the drunk side, there's like throwing up, dying, alcohol poisoning. And I'm like,
Well, that's a very extreme circumstance.
yeah, but that's like the only things I can think of that don't overlap with stupidity and drunkenness.
Stupidity can lead to death.
Yes, but not alcohol poisoning. Oh, it can.
Okay, it's not necessarily...
Not without
hang on.
drunkenness.
All right.
Yes, not without drunkenness. So,
Stupidity is not the cause of alcohol poisoning.
anywho, Big Hero 6.
Yes. Big Hero 6.
Yeah,
Alcohol
that was really-
poisoning.
Sideways.
There's a giant robot who... Well, not giant. He's him-sized.
Except,
Except fat.
Puffy.
Him-sized and about 3 times as large. Maybe 4. Or wide,
Oh,
rather.
now I remember what you're talking about.
And when he's low on power, he's all... He picks up a cat, and he's petting it. Hairy baby.
honestly,
We
this
get
movie-
sidetracked very easily.
That's the
Oh,
first thing I think
now
of.
it recognizes me. I haven't been sitting here for like an hour or anything.
There's an Xbox One there.
Oh,
And
Stop
then-
listening.
Xbox, stop listening.
Well, now it's on this
Oh.
thingy.
Xbox, go back. Xbox, go home.
Well, we told it to stop listening.
There we go. Anywho. Yeah, my Xbox.
But guys,
is
Dan in real life is on. What did I do now?
AC Unity.
Stop listening.
What's the new trailer? Which trailer is that?
I
I've probably seen
Can
it.
I just turn it off?
Xbox, turn off. Yes.
I need to plug this in.
Yes. Anywho.
And that's what you get if you buy a Kinect, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, some sort of confusion going on.
Xbox One, now starting at $399.99.
Our video has frozen.
Oh, shit.
Shit. That's just perfect.
That could
It's
mean...
the hot dog all over again.
No, I'm pretty sure it's frozen for good. It stopped at 11 minutes.
But here's the strange part. The thing at the bottom's still going. Like watch it. It just changed a second ago. See?
I don't know if that has anything to do with the recording, though.
That's an advertisement.
Yeah, but if this program froze, the whole thing should have stopped.
You'd think that, but maybe it's just the webcam
Depends.
that froze.
Depends how they did it, too.
This is where we're gonna fade to the regular Newbie Studio screen on the
Yeah.
on the YouTube video. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, let's just keep going.
We will.
Yay!
Should we just remove most bad sounds?
Yes.
Yeah,
it'll get
we
it.
can remove that. Yeah, it's like, don't even worry about it. I've removed longer silences than that while I'm thinking of what song to pick.
The magic of editing.
It's not magic, bitch, it's me.
So,
Then you're a wizard.
I'm a wizard.
Don't sound so enthusiastic about it.
alright.
I'm as much as a wizard as, and this joke is derailed.
Yeah. So,
Well, the wonders of technology. everybody.
anywho, yeah. So you may have noticed we've lost the video. That kind of, yeah. We'll try to get that fixed for next week, as much as we can.
Yeah,
Better
maybe
software.
I'll bring my laptop because I know my webcam doesn't run out or break or stop or anything like that.
Yeah.
I should
Think
have
it
to
might
find
have been the
some recording
software, honestly.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, so that's what we've been up to for the last week, is mostly trying to push ourselves forward and get through it. And as you can see, it's starting to work, and I think it's gonna snowball from here. We're gonna try to keep working on it as much as we can.
Yes.
But again, we all have lives, we all have stuff to do, and it just sort of happens that this isn't in our.
This is a busy time of the year.
This is a busy time of the year for us, all of us,
Yes.
and it's just gonna get busier for some of us. Oh
Yes.
God. Oh God, why? Why does Christmas have to become a...
I'm so glad I don't work in retail this Christmas.
I want to die.
I'm waiting for it to get bad, and honestly, I'm wondering if maybe you guys are all just massive babies who work in retail. Because, okay, let me clarify this. Just hold on. So you remember how we said you were close to hitting me?
Okay, here's one thing you got to think about though. You work in a store where the heaviest thing you have to pick up is an Xbox One.
Or like 4 of them at once. Yeah.
Yeah. Now try working at a store where
I sell dressers.
I sold.
I'm talking about in terms of busyness.
Yes, I sold 200-pound printers. I sold 6 of those in one day once, along with about $7,000 worth of other stuff, varying in price range from $1,000 to 10 cents. And I was only working a 3-hour shift.
Okay. They supposedly, I've worked some of the busiest shifts that they've had all year, and that would be the Destiny launch. If that's the busiest it's been all year, then that store has got
They have
nothing on what I've worked.
no. In that case, they might not have the same sort of.
I
Busy as I
really
do.
doubt that
I-
they would.
My store gets traffic.
Your store is probably insane.
The big stores are the bad stores because they sell so much, and everybody's like, well, I'll go there and buy like 30 Christmas gifts, but then 100 other people every hour of that day decide they're going to do exactly the same thing at exactly the same place.
It's a busy time of the year for us.
I'm sure it is.
Anywho, so let's move on to challenges, I suppose, for next week.
Anyway, go over
Steve,
challenges for this week
What
first.
time is it?
We went over the challenges
Sorry,
this week.
how much time has gone by?
Like 18.
18? We've got lots of time left.
Okay.
Have
Oh
you-
man, so I got Shadows of Mordor, as you saw.
Yeah.
Holy crap, I'm loving it. And I think you'd love it.
Probably. It looks like a lot of fun.
It's a ton of fun, and I looked at the reviews before because I wasn't too certain about this game, and I know reviews aren't really,
Yeah.
but some of them they really do give them hell, right? And Monolith Games did,
Monolith. They've worked on a few different things.
yeah, the
There's
recent one.
there's actually 2 different monoliths. There's the British monolith, and then there's the Japanese monolith, who made Xenoblade.
No, this is what do they do? They did a MOBA. Guardians of Middle-earth. They did Guardians of Middle-earth.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
they did. Which turned out really well, I hear. I don't play MOBAs. I try to avoid them like the plague. Because, oh god, don't get me started. I played WoW for long enough. I don't need a MOBA. I don't need a MOBA. Anyway.
I have good news.
What?
The video worked just fine up until the point where it stopped. So
It literally cuts off.
yeah, it just broke.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So you should be able to use
It
that
was
video
exactly
fine.
the same problem that my hot dog has.
Yeah.
Or that our hot dog has.
I would just fade it at that point.
Yeah, what I mean is whether or not it'll be agreeable with Premiere and exporting.
Probably should. It's an MP4 format.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Anywho.
Behind the scenes magic, folks.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, Warlord, or not Warlords of Draenor, I'm in the wrong game now.
That you are, my friend.
Shadows of Mordor. They sound very similar.
They do sound similar.
Shadows of Mordor is
Yes,
a
yes.
ton of fun, and I would recommend it to you. And I think it's a sleeper title for this year. I honestly do.
I don't know about sleeper title. We haven't been able to keep it in stock.
Really?
Yeah, how about you guys?
I don't really pay attention. That's not my section. So,
I see.
but we always have a ton of copies after everyone's sold out.
That's what from what you've told me over the years of working at
nobody
Toys R
goes there
Us.
for video games.
When we haven't had something, I've been deferring them to you.
Yeah, and when I don't have something, I defer them to you guys.
Oh, Well, for older stuff, sure, but
Yeah,
with, like,
that's
new stuff,
it's older stuff. I
Yeah.
defer them to EB because, well, you know,
yeah, but with
we
like,
don't carry old stuff. We only carry the new stuff, and
Yeah, and with like, I don't remember if we ran out of copies of Hyrule Warriors or not, but
Have you played that yet?
no.
I don't think
but
we got that.
you must have.
Maybe I don't know. I don't. That's not my section. I don't really pay attention.
Either way, my Aiden got it, so I'll play it eventually. Anyway, with with Shadows of Mordor, I've been deferring it to you guys because I know you have copies because nobody goes to Toys R Us to usually for stuff like that. Same went for Destiny when we inevitably ran out.
We had a ton.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
We had a ton. I'm just gonna say that we had a ton, and I still think we do.
Although we've come over to Lodge and I have come over to your place to look for just to see what you have, and you have some older stuff that I haven't seen at EB Games in a long, long time.
Yeah,
But it's not anything I necessarily buy.
Exactly.
Some of it's like games that would be all right, but nobody wanted to buy them because they're only all right.
Yeah.
And then
they ended up sticking on our shelves forever. That's why they're there.
it's like that PlayStation Portable game you had up until like last year. I don't remember what it was, but it was something that's like, yeah, I'd buy that if somebody gave it to me for
Patapon?
$3. What?
Was it Patapon?
No, it was something else. It was like a high T M rated something or other.
Siphon Filter?
I think so. But like
In a
you guys
couple of those.
had that forever, and it was just sitting there like all alone on a shelf.
Yeah.
Siphon Filter was never a super popular game, but it had its following.
And we had them, and they were there.
Yeah. Because, like, it's an older series from, like, the PS1.
Mm.
I don't even remember if they had anything on PS2. It might have been
I'm
like
pretty sure they did.
It might have been like a medieval situation where it had its following and then it just kind of went away for a while.
Man,
and
I'm gonna
came
get a
back
copy
for
of
some
Medieval.
reason.
The game was good.
I've never played it. It looks weird.
It is kind of weird, but it's less weird than something like, say, Mr. Bones.
Okay, so it doesn't look weird enough, is what I should say. It's right in that middle ground where it's like, well, that just kind of looks okay.
Here, when I played it the first time, it reminded me a lot of Ratchet and Clank.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, but, you know, medieval with a sword and a skeleton.
Wow, that sounds awesome.
Less ridiculous weaponry, though.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds unfortunate.
So what do we have planned for this game?
Planned? You mean immediately?
No, I mean, like, what's our course of action from now?
Just keep on working through until it's done. It's
You
really all
mean
that
sort of
we
like a
can do.
schedule type deal? Hard to say, really.
Where do we want to be at the end of the year?
You mean like Christmas?
Yeah, let's say that's the end of the year. Because we're not going to do anything that week, I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now, from the 25th to the 31st, we're not getting anything done. It's not going to happen.
Probably not.
Exactly. So, where do we want to be by the time Christmas hits?
It's a hard question. Especially because progress seems to kind of jump up and down a lot.
Yeah,
But I think we should set a goal.
goals are important, sure, but I don't really like setting goals because I don't like disappointing myself. Because inevitably something will happen that prevents me from reaching that goal.
That's a very
That's incredibly
cynical.
pessimistic.
That's an incredibly realistic.
And
No.
it's not.
There's a fine line between realism and pessimism, and you're like 10 feet over it. You're far enough away that you can't actually see the line.
Why do you go to school?
Because I wanted to.
Okay. But what if you're going to fail?
Yeah, what's the point?
What's the
of
point of
going
going to school if you're going to fail?
But I'm not.
Why not?
What's the point in getting in a car? Because, like, you might crash.
These are very extreme circumstances.
And
It's not a what if, it's a when. Crashes will happen.
Okay, why get in your car if you're going to crash?
Because I need to be somewhere in like 5 minutes.
Okay. Then what's the point of not making a goal? I don't understand your point here. It doesn't make any sense.
Where's the downside to saying, I want to have this done by that point in time? If you don't get it done by that point in time, maybe you might feel bad. But you know what that feeling bad might encourage you to do? Get it done at that point in time next time. Like, try and actually achieve your goal.
I never said that I don't try to achieve the goal.
You don't set goals. You can't achieve a goal that hasn't been set.
Yeah.
That's what you just said.
Was it?
Yes.
You said you
Oh,
don't like...
I've talked in circles again without meaning to.
Yes.
This has a tendency to happen.
Anyways.
Regardless,
Okay, we're all setting a goal.
Set a goal for the 25th.
Get the water level done.
that's a long time to work on just the water level.
Look at our progress in the last month.
Yeah, there's no reason why we can't try a
Sorry.
little bit harder.
Define done. I want you to operationally define done for me.
Ready to build.
Okay. That's better.
Okay, ready to build in the computer.
Okay.
We got the instruction manual and the Lego pieces all set together and shit. Now it's just ready to put it together.
Okay, so exactly where the fire level is right now.
Yeah, actually, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, the fire level still does need a little bit of work. In my opinion.
Well, the demo version of the fire level is ready to build. The reconstruction around our new mechanics, that's another matter.
You're staring at me.
Well, I'm trying to think of what I would want to do.
Yeah, I'd like to, if at all possible, have the majority of the larger assets for, say, the demo fire level made so that we can actually put them in the game engine by Christmas time.
See, I'm a little more keen because I would like to have the demo more or less done by Christmas.
Well, that's sort of the big part of all the major assets for the demo fire level. That is, for the most part, the level.
Hey, Steven, that movement speed was perfect.
Okay.
Just saying.
What do you think, Steven? Do you think we can have a fire level demo mostly done by Christmas?
We can try. It's definitely a goal to aim for.
Okay. So I think that's our goal.
All right.
All right.
So we want to have the fire level demo done.
By Christmas.
By Christmas. So that's actually going to have me asking you for a little bit more clarification on environmental details.
Sure. I guess
For
I
the
can
fire
switch over from working on the water level.
Let's
to the
get
fire
let's
level
get this
and
fire done.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I think that's a good idea because if we get that done, that'll help us sort of visualize what we can do and then go from there.
Yes.
So maybe we should break that down into what we can do over the next couple of weeks leading up to Christmas. That'll get us into it. So what do we need to get done?
First things first, I have to know what the sort of pathway, cavern, whatever you're going to be in,
What the
that,
rocks look like.
what it looks like, so that I can actually build it. Also, what I need to know is the types of traps, the types of environmental what's it sitting around, the types of plants, all the pieces. I need to know what they are so I can put them together.
Okay, so
And the more specific you can get, the better.
Cool.
I'm going to make
Okay.
a double challenge here. And it's more of not a double challenge. It's sort of something we should do for the next week. You and I, Merzro.
Okay.
I think you and I should get a couple things down pat. One, how is health and ammo pickup going to work?
Oh, I know that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay,
plants.
plants. We are going with the plants idea.
Oh, absolutely. I thought this was set.
I wasn't too certain if that was set or not.
Oh,
so,
I'm sorry. No,
so-
it's definitely set.
So health and mana is definitely plants.
Yes.
Okay. Ammo is... Are we going with the ammo box
I
thing?
think we should go with the ammo box thing.
Okay. Done. So that's easier.
In this sense, we should make the... Shit, what were they called? Maricozy. The Maricozy should be organized.
They
Because
should have
that's
little
where they-
tiny. They should have little campfire, camp things,
Yeah.
sort of hidden around corners where the enemies will
Yeah.
be hanging
They
out.
need to have some sort of basic form of civilization going on where to the point where they know to store ammunition somewhere.
Okay. So we'll do that. That's easy. So we got that. That's a good start.
Yes.
What else do you need to know?
Sort of visual idea of what the plants are going to look like. Visual idea of the type of clutter you want sitting around on the level.
So
Visual
just
idea
sorta-
of what you want the path, the ground, the lava. If there's going to be inside of a cavern, the structures, like visual reference for what you want the environment to look like.
So we're gonna focus on environment this week, Mercer.
Sure. Okay.
I think that should be the goal for this week. You and
Yeah.
I should focus on environment.
You
and
know
how
what
we're gonna
even
get
might
this
be
done.
easier is if I just tell it to you instead of you asking it for me in an email.
Yeah, like in person would probably be easier. And if you could get any pictures, draw any pictures, maybe. Like
We all know
find
how well
any.
We all know how that's gonna end. You said it first, not me.
You could at least try, and if you can't get anything like that, find me images from the interwebs.
In the immortal words of Bart Simpson, I can't promise I'll try, but I'll try to try.
Okay, so
That's
in
all
that
I can
case,
ask.
let's move into challenges for the week then. I think this is a better idea.
Did we
Let's
go over
move.
last week's challenges, or did we already do that?
That was
Yeah,
kind
we
of that was the
did
review
that
of the
at the
week,
start.
what we did in the last week,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
that's kind of what we've changed our challenges into, is to push us forward in the last week.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so Merzero, let's start with you.
Beep.
I thought it was gonna be choo choo.
All aboard the steam train. I think I already said it though. Like what we just said, we were both going to work on.
Okay, so we're gonna get that done.
So
Yeah.
your challenge for the week is basically me challenging you to find stuff for what the level's gonna look like.
Yeah, and I'll also yell in your face about what things should look like.
Okay,
Exactly,
Lodge.
and you need to bring me like a big, I want big list of stuff you want in the level. Like, I don't know,
Sure.
skulls sitting on the ground, fancy candelabra sitting on the ground, chandelier hanging from nowhere.
Made of skulls.
Yeah, made of skulls and candelabras.
Let's Temple of Doom the shit out of this level.
Okay, Lodge, what do you want to get done for the next week that'll help us move forward with the goal of getting into the fire level?
Well, since it's going to be about a week before I get anything about the environment really at all, I'm going to try to do a... actually get the Fia character rigged up ready for animation.
Perfect.
I've been wanting to do that for a while, and I got it like a quarter done, but I want it actually set up for animation.
Actually, I think that'd be perfect, because if we get that done, and then you can get your animation loop done, we can shove it right to
Yeah,
him,
give
and
it
we
to
can
Steven.
finally put it in the engine and see what it looks like.
Oh, that reminds me. I had something I wanted to add to Fia. Some kind of identifiable marker on her body that the spirit was with her, and not just the necklace. I've been
Like
trying-
an imbuement of some sort?
something like that's why I was talking about. That's why I sent you the message of I wasn't sure what the model looked like right now. I was thinking
Hasn't
maybe
changed.
something over, like, over the side of maybe a leather vest or something like that, or maybe some not eyeshadow, but like something on her face.
I kind of think of mage veins, personally.
That would actually be neat.
That sounds
My
great.
idea was like
This
a
is from
fancy...
first person. We won't.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't matter.
See, my idea was like a
Yeah, that's true.
fancy
It doesn't really
tattoo
matter.
that covers all of them, or like mage veins.
Unless it's an arm. Literally, just
Yeah.
Yeah,
because we
it's
would
like-
see it on the arm.
Yeah, maybe that.
My
instead.
first thought was the hand they hold the bow with could have like veins or something coming down from it.
I think that would work. And we imbue it with whatever color, green or
Yeah.
red. Or, I think green would be an
I
interesting
don't know
one
how I
this
feel
time.
about veins, just because that makes me think of Bioshock.
They weren't the first to do it.
I know they weren't the first to do it, but they were the most disturbing. They're also the only example. Wait, no, not the only example I've seen.
It's either that, or we can have...
We can come up with something.
Yeah,
We
it could
don't
be
have
like
to
a...
hash this out in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll figure that out. Alright, so I guess our challenge is to get that done.
Yeah.
So let's move on to you.
I am going to try to work some of the bugs out of character controller, which is pretty much going to be my eternal goal for almost ever.
Okay.
Like I was saying, that movement speed is perfect. We might need to adjust the level, though, to be more maneuverable.
We knew that was going to happen
Yeah.
anyway.
We've got a lot of little things we'll have to do.
Yeah.
That's the best thing we can do.
Oh,
though,
man,
is
that's
break
so
it
cool.
up into little things.
He's looking at your reflection.
Yeah, I'm looking at it in the reflection, and I'm really impressed.
Now
Yeah.
just imagine that with a
I
moving
am
character
not happy
model.
with it yet. I will not be happy with it until it is perfect, though.
That's
and It
good.
will never be perfect.
Yeah,
the
no,
perfect
but
attitude
I'm
to
really impressed.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
watching it in the screen, and
Yeah,
I
that's why I had to break whatever we were saying, just to say, you got it almost perfect.
Oh, also, something that I need to mention.
I should make the slow down and speed up thing a bit smoother.
We need to go back to thinking about having a
So
website of
bad.
our own.
And
I was talking with someone about that as well.
Cool.
Yes.
Actually, that's another goal for me. I'm going to look at some more website stuff and probably at some file sharing stuff as well.
So we need to get a file hosting option.
Oh, yeah, we're going to
For
figure out how we can make this
audio?
downloadable.
As well for preliminary versions of the game. Though, for preliminary versions of the game, I think we could use Unity Web Player.
Whoa, something is going on out there.
Cat. The cat's just got a hairball, that's all.
That
It's kind of gross, but I mean, it's not...
I've never actually heard a cat make that noise with a hairball before.
I've heard a few different noises. I've never heard something so violent as...
Yeah, no, my aunt's cat's the only one I can really remember. My aunt's cat just kind of went...
That's pretty much the sound my cats make. I thought it was the dog.
Yeah, me too. I thought the dog had really violent hiccups.
No, that's a cat having a hairball in my house. So, with that all set down, let's go to the weekly playlist.
Yeah. Did you end up listening to...
No, I didn't.
That's too bad, because I listened to your song.
I'm not saying I'm a better person than you.
Alright, weekly playlist. Let's start with Steven this time.
I don't know what this is.
Just pick a
I was
song
there
that you
last
want the world to listen to.
That's a tough call.
I know.
The world.
I have that same problem every week.
Yeah, see this awkward silence? We cut this shit out.
Yeah. That's really tough.
Yeah.
Especially since I wasn't expecting it, so I didn't prepare. All
Let's
right.
prepare.
Well, I mean, probably most of the people in the Maritimes will have already listened to this, but the night that Patty Murphy died.
Yeah!
Yes! Okay, Merzro.
No, you. Let's do this clockwise.
No, counterclockwise. Doesn't matter to me. I'm third either way.
Damn.
If we had one more person sitting right here, we could make it a pentagram and I could go last.
What happened to Jacob?
What? Oh, Jacob? He's usually very busy. He's busier than I am. Right now, he's in Heartland.
He's in Ireland?
Heartland.
Oh, Heartland. Okay.
Yeah, he's not in Ireland.
He's in Ireland.
No shit, he's busy. What is he doing in Ireland?
Shooting deer.
Ah, he's hunting too.
Yeah, he's gone hunting this weekend. And also, I think he brought Loki to his sister's birthday.
This would be so much easier to control with the Oculus the way I've set it up. Have it set up.
Sweet.
That's a good thing.
That is a very good thing.
Yeah, but while I'm testing it with the mouse pad, it's frustrating.
It's also, you're using a mouse pad. You could not pick a worse aiming device. I could aim better with my toe.
Got it!
I could be using an actual old school joystick.
I think that would do better than a mouse pad.
This is
not
gonna...
for this D.
I'm going really,
maybe.
really weird with this one. Jam of the North Star. I don't know if you've heard of this, but...
Jam as in like a jar?
No.
Spread on toast?
There's this...
It's about an apocalypse with jam in it.
Oh,
I love that book.
I've got
man.
my song. So
I should get that.
Yes, you
Christmas,
should.
even if it's just my own gift to me.
Also Mogworld.
I have Mogworld. I want the audiobook to Mogworld.
Me
I'm
too.
sure that's awesome.
Go.
So there's a... I don't really know how to describe it other than... Do you remember the theme to Space Jam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's sort of this weird cult following of people who take that song and mash it up with other things. It's the most generic song ever made, and you can mash it up with anything. So that, mashed up with the theme song to Fist of the North Star. Jam of the North Star.
Alrighty
It's
then.
a real thing. It's
Okay.
really weird.
Lodge, you're up.
Yes, I am, and I'm going to take just as long to decide.
You
No, I'm really
son
not.
of a bitch!
I'm going to go with Slaying the Dreamer by Nightwish.
Ooh, cool.
I'm going with
Alright.
Nightwish again.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, welcome to the
I'm-
fucking Nightwish cast, everyone.
I am going to go with Game of Thrones Epic Birthday Rap.
Oh, yes.
Okay, cool. Wait, you showed that to me.
Yeah, that's what we're going with this week.
You know what I keep forgetting? I keep thinking, all right, this is going to be the week where I choose Up on the Roof, and then I forget all about it.
Next week.
Next week. I say that, but I'm probably going to forget next week, too.
So, that was the Newb Tube for the week, guys.
Yeah.
Check us out on Facebook. Like this video and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. Click the link, if there is a link, to download the audio.
Hopefully there will be.
This would be a good time to have a little bar pop up at the very bottom.
Yeah, we may have to resort to using like Google Drive or something for this week.
I guarantee you it will be a candy bar.
Anyway, guys, yeah. We are New.B Studios from Fredericton, New Brunswick. I'm Jade again.
I'm Lodge,
I'm Merzero.
and this is our houseplant.
See ya.
Groot.